It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, we'll take some more folks who've been waiting in line.
Sure.
Matt actually talked to us the other night, I believe on Sunday night. Matt Ingles, trying. How you doing tonight, Matt?
I'm
Thank you for
doing.
joining us again.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys picking me again. Hello, Governor. Hello, Tyrell. My last name is pronounced Ingles, but it's okay.
Hi, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Me and my family, we've always been. Our last name's always been mispronounced. It's kind of funny. But anyways, my main question is to both of you guys, Governor and son Tyrell. What is your thoughts or opinions about semi-national direct democracy, like national referendums, initiatives, recalls that are citizen-led through petitions, signatures?
Well, I'll tell you, Matt, I find sometimes they can be dangerous. And I'll state it from what I remember. When I was in office, Governor Gray Davis got recalled. They elected him, and then halfway through his term, for whatever reason, they got angry with him. So they did a recall election in California.
Yeah.
And the reason I was opposed to that recall, which subsequently elected Arnold Schwarzenegger, but the reason I was opposed to that recall is this. All they had to do to recall the governor was go out to shopping malls and get people to sign petitions.
Yeah.
Well, what says that person even voted in the election?
Right.
Shouldn't the only people who should be allowed to recall an elected official should be people who can prove they voted in the first place? Because if you didn't vote in the first place, then in my opinion, you have no right to recall anyone who was elected because you didn't participate in the system to begin with. So that's the scary thing to me about recall stuff.
Yeah.
Who does the background to make sure the people signing the petitions are not just operatives? And you know it, Matt, as well as I do. Go to any mall and somebody comes up to you with the petition, anybody will sign it. They won't even think about it half the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're a nation full of sheep a great deal of the time. And so, to me, in order to recall someone and use that type of power to overturn an election, well, it should be only the people who participated in that election to begin with. It should not be outsiders coming in at that point.
Right. There's I do agree with a good portion of that. There's a now, of course, there is an issue we have in our country with state and local direct democracy. Of course, as you probably know, with big money getting involved, which they could, but the one thing that I really like about national direct democracy in such a large country that we have, especially if we get digital direct democracy.
Wait, Matt, back up a second. Define for everybody, what is direct democracy?
Direct democracy is it's now there's different types of it. Now there's the Swiss form, there's the UK form. All right, well, but to get to the
no, come on, Matt, you're getting me confused now, Matt.
All right, I apologize. I apologize, Governor.
What the hell is direct democracy?
Direct democracy is when we vote directly on the issues.
Well, then that means you don't have a representative form of government anymore.
Well, depends on the style.
There would be no reason to have. See, we have where we elect representatives to represent us.
Governor,
if you have a direct democracy, well, then it's just majority rules.
Governor, there's a semi-direct democracy where you still have representatives, but you also have a fourth branch of government called the people, where we're able to have a referendum, which is when you change a law, initiative.
Okay. All right, let me get this straight now. So it's very much like capitalism and socialism, where you need a certain level of both in which to make a society function correctly.
Yes, sir.
What I believe.
Yes,
you need
sir.
a certain amount of capitalism, a certain amount of socialism, and the key is finding that balance.
Exactly.
If you find that balance, then you move forward and everyone's life is better. And I fully agree with that. And so I can somewhat see what you're talking about there, but how do you get to the correct balance? I guess that's the key here, isn't it?
Yes,
How do you
yes. A
balance
lot of
between
checks and balances.
who you elect, who you elect to represent you, and what do you vote on that doesn't require those elected officials?
That's very true. Now my idea, and now I'm just a nobody, like, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
No, you're not. You're Matt. You're on my show. I don't have no nobodies.
Cool. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much, Governor. Thank you so much for those words. Well, anyways, like my idea is to have a lot of checks and balances where, like, suppose a simple majority referendum or citizen initiative gets passed between 51% to 59%, those could still be vetoed. Those could still be repealed. Those could still be struck down by the legislature, by the courts, and by the executive branch, like you were, Governor. And but if it's over 60% plus 60% of Congress of whatever state, local, federal, then that becomes a constitutional amendment, which only another one will take to repeal that one. That's my approach.
Well, and that's a logical approach. It's a good approach.
Thank you.
Like I said, it allows the people, but then again, you have to understand too, you need an engaged public to do that.
Yeah.
And when you look at the people of the United States of America, I mean, I was so proud of the fact that the voter turnout was so tremendous this last election. It made me feel great that many people would go out during a pandemic to vote like they did. And the reason being is because it was that the election was the closest thing to a WWE event I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And so it became very popular to participate and vote.
Right.
I just hope it continues, and I'm saying that a bit sarcastically because I always laugh because Minnesota always leads the nation in voter turnout per capita.
Nice, very nice.
Usually with Maine a close second, because Angus King and I, when we were both governors, we'd always have a bet between the two of who would have the highest voter turnout. And I'd always edge Angus, so Angus would have to wear like a University of Minnesota hockey jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's whatever it was.
Nice.
And, but it still troubles me, Matt.
Yeah.
They consider a 50% or 60% vote out good. Give me a break. We should be getting a 90% vote turnout.
Yes.
What's the matter with people?
Right. And because I'm part of all right, I know I'm sure you get this question a lot. All right, I'll just jump to it. If would you be willing to advocate for this system of semi-direct democracy with a lot of checks and balances that I just described? Would you willing to be? I mean, are you interested in like advocating for it? And I have to ask this because I got a lot of friends that want to ask you this question. If we get a system like that, like the fourth branch of government called the people, would you want to run for president if we get that in place?
No.
Okay. I thank you. Thank you for your honesty.
I'm saying it because what you're going to attempt to do will take the majority. I'm 70 years old. I won't live to see the day.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, and I'm saying that because government moves at a snail's pace unless you do something like Trump attempted, a coup d'etat.
Right.
If you're going that route, well, yeah, then government can move swiftly.
Yeah.
Anything else in government, it's going to move at a snail's pace. And for you to get government to adhere, you'd have to change things in the Constitution. You'd have to go through all of that stuff. I guarantee you, Matt, unless Jesse Ventura is going to live to over 100, he ain't going to be here to see it.
And my final, I'm just going to say it. What's your thoughts about a general strike?
A what?
General strike where like retail and fast food workers walk out and demand better wages, better benefits, and a standard. Yeah.
Good. Hey, that's their right. Good for them. If they can do it and it doesn't destroy them financially, hey, power's always with the people. But let's remember, they've destroyed the unions. And remember this, unions can also become too powerful. But remember this, it's the unions that built the middle class. And so if people want to go out on strike, I don't say nothing against that. That's the American way, man.
Yeah, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting me again, and this was awesome. I really do appreciate this a lot.
Okay, no problem, Matt. We
You know,
kind
I
of got
think-
off. We got off the beaten path, Ty, a little bit from the Afghan war, and still trying to figure out what in the hell we accomplished over there.
Well, I think